very good evening to you. It is 6 p.m. and it's time for Flow News at 6 on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Godson State. My name is Temple Barrah, and here are the details of the news. Nigeria and US to cooperate in the fight against terrorism. Tribunal quashes INEC's plea to dismiss PDM's petition on 2019 presidential election. National Executive meeting of Nigerian Union of Journalists to hold in Abia State. And on the foreign scene, Spain battles major Catalonia wildfire caused by a European heatwave. The details will come to you in a moment. So glad you can tune in at this time. Here are the details of the news. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Vice President of the United States of America, Mike Pence, have discussed economic ties between both countries in a meeting held at White House, Washington, D.C. Both leaders also discussed a partnership to enable investors in Nigeria and the acquisition of arms and ammunition. They disclosed this to newsmen after the meeting was pointed out that both consolidated on previous talks and also focused on how the two countries can work together on the threats to the Sahel region. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, says the Ninth Senate will work for the progress of Nigeria irrespective of the members' political affiliations. Lawan, who spoke in Abuja recently, assured that the Senate will remain united and resolute to address the issues of insecurity and bad economy facing the country.
This Senate is going to be a united and very focused Senate, a Senate that will work for Nigeria. We are going to do everything and anything possible to remain united in a very bipartisan fashion. We will remain focused because the challenges before us, challenges before Nigeria, are numerous and very massive. We need to enhance our security. We need
security in the country. Tide of the fight, forms of criminality in the country requires more action than sloganeering. The PDP presidential candidate in 2019 election fled General Buratai, essential elected National Electoral Commission, INEC, and President Muhammadu Buhari seeking the dismissal of a petition filed by the People's Democratic Movement, PDM. INEC and Buhari, being the second respondent, had asked the tribunal to dismiss and strike out the petition filed by the PDM on the grounds that it did not file for notice of pre-trial within the 7 days after the close of pleading as stipulated by law. Justice Mohammed Garba-led tribunal unanimously held that PDM was well within the time since it filed a notice on the 19th of April and close of pleadings ended on the 15th of April 2019. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, says the commission is one of the most improved public institutions in Nigeria. He said given the level of improvements recorded in the nation's electoral system from 1999 to date, the commission should be rated high when compared with its counterparts in other West African countries. Amnesty International is declaration from suspects of torture and other ill treatment in military and police custody despite an existing law against the use of torture. The director of Amnesty International Nigeria, Osai Ojiho, in the statement added that the use of torture by the police and others is still widespread. Away from that, a legal practitioner, Chiazo Ngige, believes women inclusion in governance will add value to effective representation. Speaking in a Monitor television interview, Ngige urged Nigerians to believe and trust women with authority.
In my state, I'm from Anambra State, and there was this lady, Stella Odua, and then Uche Kunife, and they matched winners. because people believed in them, and I was really happy. And out of the 3 senators for each state, 2 women got the slot, and that's a kudos.
Who confirmed the incident, explained that the event took place on Friday night, adding that the security man on duty has been arrested for interrogation.
Thieves entered the computer center and entered the home economics laboratory and then collected the expired solar batteries and some pots from the home ec. Collected the sumo to the school, to the borehole. So I reported to the police, the CPS here in Umuahia, and they came. We opened the place only to find out that our computer sets were intact. They collected just few things, and the gate man on duty has been under the custody of the police up to this moment.
She, however, assured parents of safety of their words.
As you can see, we have a fence in the school. We have security men. These are hoodlums. They jump into schools and see anything they can pick at school. Absolutely, the students are safe.
The Umuahia Area Commander, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Peters, is urging youth in Abia State to stay away from drugs and other illicit substances. Speaking during a sensitization event organized to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking in Umuahia, Peters said consumption of hard drugs have ruined so many.
Engage in hard drugs. If they can refrain from it, it will be better for them. You see, if there is anything that destroys a community or a nation, it is hard drug. It has damaged so many societies. Parents are crying, and I always appeal, like in Umuahia here, I've alerted the state on the dangers of youth involving in hard drugs.
The executive director, Mayfair Academy Umuahia, Enyi Habo, said the fight against drug abuse must start from the home.
Yes, the family has a role to play, a very big role. In fact, this what we did today is a culmination of a week-long activity. We started with talk and all that, and we asked the children to take it back to their homes and tell their parents. For example, today, the focus this year is taking back prescription drugs from our homes. If you go to our homes, you will find out that there are drugs that have been prescribed by doctors, and after the treatment has taken place, the family retains those drugs at home. Some of them have expired.
Say no to drug abuse. The National Executive Council meeting of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, will hold in Abia State tomorrow. A release by the Abia State Council Chairman of NUJ, Comrade John Emejo,